exciting, but I wanted to show you guys and kind of bring you along on the journey of us renovating. We're not doing a ton of renovations, I already said all that, but just, making it our home. So what you're staring at is, this is our entryway. I'm gonna try to go around. Has nice tall ceilings. This is the front door. And then over here is the garage door. So you enter into the home, whether you're entering the garage or the front entrance, this is where you're coming in at. So the previous owner had these hooks installed and I like them, so I'm leaving them. I think they're functional and I think they're great. There's this little alcove here, which I love. I am most likely going to be putting some shiplap in that little alcove there and just doing some cute pillows and making it really cute. There's one of those difficult wall niches that they call them that everybody gets stumped about when decorating. So I don't know, I'll have to figure something out for there. This is just our closet, coat closet door, nothing too exciting, but so again, entryway, I'll just kind of pan around. And I was pleasantly surprised when I first entered this home with the entry. I know it probably doesn't look very big on camera, but it has a nice big open sort of grand feel light fixture. So our home is a bi-level, which is funny to me to even say because I was very adamant that I did not want a bi-level. They're common here in the Midwest, and I'm just not a huge fan typically. I don't love walking in and having steps, but when I walked into this home, I just really immediately felt a good vibe. It had a really good feeling and it didn't bother me. I think because the ceilings are so high and you're not walking in immediately to the steps, there's a good size entrance. So anyways, my plan is to have this tile and this carpeting taken out and to put hardwood, the same wood that we have in our upstairs. You'll see it in a second. I just feel like that's going to give the entryway a nice, just clean, really good feel right when you come into the house. So that's the plan. So now we're going up the steps, and this is our living room, our formal living room, as they would say. I'm not super formal, but I'm so you can come up the steps, and this is our living room area. Nice vaulted ceiling, and let's see, I don't know why I didn't turn lights on. That helps. So there you go. Now this, I really am toying with taking this down. We found out yesterday, the contractor told us that the beam in this column is structural, so that cannot come out. But this little wall can come out. It's just really decorative. And it does serve a purpose. It separates the living room and the dining room area. But I kind of feel like it would be more open and would just have a better flow without it. But I'm still toying with the idea of whether or not I want it down. So for now it's staying, and I may even just live with it for a while and see how it functions with us living here and then go from there. The plan, back up some, decoratively is I'm having shiplap installed on that wall, this wall, and that wall. I have a vintage fireplace mantle that I purchased at a antique store, and I'm gonna be refinishing that and putting that over there on that wall as a focal point. A couple of the things that were hang-ups for me when looking at this house, there were a few things that just kind of, you know, were on my list that this house did not have. And one of those things is a fireplace. I love a fireplace in a home, and I swore that my next home would have one installed, but this home, even though it checked off a lot of the boxes, it does not have a fireplace. So I will be adding an architectural piece to bring in that feel and to bring in a focal point in the room. So that's the plan. I have paint color samples on the wall, so that's what that's about, if you're wondering. And I'm going with the color on the far right for the grays, which this room will be all creamy white because it's going to be shiplap. So, but the other color, the gray color, is going to go in the entryway and a few other spots. So the dining area was another spot in the home that was kind of a hang up for me. It's just tiny. It's not very big. And I stood in there for a long time. I think when there's furniture in there, it actually feels bigger. I know that sounds weird, but I know that from a professional standpoint, from home staging and that in interior design, that a lot of times rooms feel bigger once there's furniture in it. And I know that sounds weird, but it's true, guys, I promise. So this is the kitchen. I'm gonna back up. It's so dark, I wish it was brighter, you could see better, but this is our kitchen. It's a very lovely, beautiful cabinetry, granite countertops, lovely sink, all very well and good. And the previous owner, she had it styled really cute. Some of the things that we are doing, the cabinets are going to be sprayed white. So that's happening actually today. So cabinets are getting sprayed white. One of the things I'm hoping to do is to get a custom island made. This shape of this island just bugs me. It kind of jets out into the space, and so I would like to see something more rectangular shape, and not such an angle, if that makes sense. So that's something I'm going to be working with a carpenter with and seeing if we can get a custom island built. Couple things I'm going to do eventually. I'm not doing them before we move in, but doing some tile, subway tile up to the ceiling in the kitchen, replacing some of the upper cabinetry with open shelving, and just to add some interest and to break it up some. I most likely am going to be taking out the microwave over the stove and doing a custom range hood up there. And the countertops are still, the verdict is still out. They are very brown. I'll go closer. They have a lot of brown in them, but they also have a lot of gray in them. It's hard to tell when you're just looking at them next to the brown countertops, or next to the brown cabinets, I'm sorry. But once the cabinets are white, I have a feeling that the countertops are going to really seem a lot lighter, and the brown is not going to be as prominent, but the verdict is still out on that. So if we replace this island, then of course we will have to do different countertops, at least on the island. I really want to have a farmhouse sink, so I went over with the contractor last week. We're trying to figure out if we can do that with our existing cabinetry, or if I'd have to have a custom cabinet built for that spot. So the verdict is out on that. But here's my recommendation to you professionally. I feel like it is a wise decision to move into a home and live in it for a little bit and kind of get a feel for what the home's vibe is and what you like and what you don't like before you go and spend a lot of money renovating. Now, some things like painting and having the shiplap installed. I know I want to do those things. It'll be a huge mess to do it after. So it's great that we're getting done ahead of time. But the kitchen, I wanted to kind of live with it for at least a few months and get a feel for the space. And do I want open cabinetry, or do I want open shelving in this spot, or would I rather have it over here? Or do I love the shape of the island now that I'm working in the kitchen and it really works? I don't know, but I will find out. So I'm not going to spend a lot of money changing things until I get a feel for what the space really feels like working in it. So I'm super excited about my new kitchen. Can't wait to get cooking and working in there. Super excited. So I'm going to kind of pan around. Oh, hey. So that was a mirror that the previous owner left. And then that is the view down to the entryway from the living room. So I'm going to go back through, and here's our pantry. Not door, it's just a pantry, but turn the light on. So super excited to have a big pantry. Can't wait. Not something I had in my old home. I just had a cabinet pantry. So I'm stoked about that. I love organization almost as much as I love design. This is so cute. The previous owner, she just is adorable. And she left us this little sign. It says, "Welcome, Durhams of Clover Lane." Love the Felsmans. So I thought that was so sweet. It's so funny, the story of the previous owners. We actually know them. Their kids and our kids go to the same school, Victory Christian out here in Valpo. And also, he is the worship pastor, I believe, at Calvary Church out here. So they're just really sweet people. And I could just tell that this home had a wonderful spirit in it when we looked at it, and there was a lot of love here in this home. And now that I've gotten to know Lindsay just a little bit, we're not I don't know her well, but you know, we've spent a little bit of time together through this process, and she is just a sweetheart, and I can just tell that she really loved the Lord, and their home was filled with a lot of love. Another crazy God thing I feel like is that Lindsay Felsman, the previous owner, she has severe peanut and tree nut allergies, or severe nut allergies, just like my kids. So one thing that is just interesting is